Coming right up, Straight Talk with Art Levine. Our guest tonight, LA County Supervisor Don Knabe, as we continue our 20th anniversary year.
Closed captioning provided by Scan Health Plan.
Opinions expressed in the following program do not necessarily reflect the views of Charter Communications nor its sponsors. We recognize our obligation to present opposing points of view by responsible spokespersons. For information, please contact the director of program.
She stands in the face of evil and will not lose hope or faith. America, the land of freedom, is still the home of the brave. So raise the banner, call no glory. Let us join our fellow man. History will write the story. America will always stand.
Straight Talk is brought to you in part by Southern California Edison. For over 100 years, life powered by Edison. The Press Telegram, your local news leader for over 100 years.
Join us for tonight's edition of Straight Talk. And now your host, Art Levine.
Good evening and welcome to Straight Talk. We have a wonderful show for you tonight. Our guest for the entire show is LA County Supervisor Don Knabe. Don, welcome back to Straight Talk.
Nice to be back, Art.
I think you've been here at least a dozen times.
At least.
We
It
always
goes winning many years back.
We
So
always enjoy your visit, and this year, of course, times are a bit tough. So let's spend a moment talking about the budget situation of LA County.
it's something we talk about every day, so I'd be glad to do it.
How bad is it, and what's the fix?
Well, you know, fortunately for the County of Los Angeles, let's start it this way, on a positive note. We are in much better shape than other either entities or particularly the state of California. We saw this coming a number of years ago where everybody's excited about the increase in property taxes and saw, 15% increases, and everyone said, yeah. Then all of a sudden it was 13%, and everybody else was saying, yeah, we saw it as a 2% decrease. So we started putting money aside during the good times. And it has been an absolute lifesaver for the County of Los Angeles. Since January of '09, we have plugged almost $800 million worth of holes. Holes being mandates from the state and federal government, but lack of funding.
And you've plugged it with these reserves
With
that
the
you built up
reserves.
in the good times.
And we still have some reserves left. The problem we're facing, obviously, is that with the state shortfall, we don't know what is on the horizon, and we only got so much left in our reserve pot. So the next cuts could be very, very significant. And keep in mind, even though everybody talks about us being big. We're the largest county in the nation. We have a $26 billion budget, but about 95% of that budget are mandated programs, really pass-through dollars. So we get to play around with about 5%. And so when the state cuts a mandated program, they don't say cut the program, they say cut the dollars.
It's really outrageous what the state government is dysfunctional. I've said it here before, say it again. And the idea of counties and cities and school districts balancing their budget, not easily, but doing it, and then the state comes in and grabs, it's entirely unacceptable.
And twice we've had to go to the ballot to protect those dollars. And when we went the first time for Proposition 1A, and then the state said, okay, you protected those dollars, so we're going to go after these dollars. Yeah. And so it's been a very, very unfair issue. And, for years, it wasn't an issue of revenue. It was the issue of how much they were spending. When they had 28% increase in revenue, they were spending at 40% clip. So, it's just like balancing your own home budget. And it's been very frustrating for those of us in local government. Obviously, the impacts to us are huge because our caseloads as it relates to welfare, food stamps generally, they all go up during very difficult times.
At the county and the cities, that's where
Right.
the rubber hits the road.
Exactly. And the cities and the school districts and community college districts all being treated very unfairly, I think. I mean, we're trying to be partners in all this. We've done certain things. We've offered assistance here or there because we don't just want to sit there and take shots
Right.
at the state. We want to be a player and a partner, but you have to work with us. And now we're going through this realignment.
Yeah, and speaking about the realignment, the state has decided to release a whole bunch of nonviolent prisoners that are going to go to the county and, I guess, county jails, really. How are you handling that?
Well, it's going to be a difficult situation for us. We have supposedly guaranteed funding for the first 9 months, but not beyond that. We expect anywhere from 7,000 to 10,000 prisoners, the first year. The issue that we have in realignment is, one, is there's no constitutional guarantee, which we're trying to work on the protection of those dollars coming to the counties, not just LA County, but all 58 counties in the state of California. To me, it's a very, very huge concern. It could be, one person falls through the cracks. I mean, when we started this process out, the problem we had was the state looks at it as they have a federal mandate saying, well, you have to release 30,000 prisoners. Okay? So they're just looking at a number 30,000. We, though, have to receive that. So the domino effect of all this, as you bring these prisoners in, we're having to let other lower offenders out, trying to make room for those.
Bottom line, are dangerous prisoners going to be released as a result of this whole thing?
I think they could be. I mean, that's the issue that we don't know. I mean, we're trying to get as much information on each of these. They were just originally going to send us, little check boxes that said had mental health issues. Well, are they on medication? What have they been treated for? What kind, the whole thing. So we've got a whole team that we've had to put in place to review each one of these cases as these people come into. Plus, they're obligated to report. Are they going to report? That's the other issue. We don't know that. So at the end of the day, it's puts us all in a very difficult position.
And this is happening at the very same time as there apparently is a serious problem in the county jails. And Sheriff Baca has been much in the news on this, and there's been a citizens commission that your Board of Supervisors has created to look into
Right.
it. But there is a problem there.
Well, there's an issue, a cultural issue, I think, that we have to deal with. We're trying to look at it. Has it been because we've lowered the expectations or requirements for hiring to bring more deputy sheriffs? Or is it the fact that when a deputy graduates from the school, from the sheriff's school, they go right into the jails, to the worst of the worst, instead of out to the streets? Do we need a better trained force inside?
But you accept the fact that there is a problem there.
We accept the fact that there is a problem. I mean, we pay out because there's a problem. And by the way, my appointee to that commission is
Couldn't be better.
Police Chief of Long Beach, Mr. Jim McDonald. So I'm honored that he accepted and that the city manager allowed him to serve on this.
Well, we have the best police chief you could ask for, and LA's loss was our gain.
Absolutely, and I was proud to be a part of that
Yeah,
selection process
yeah,
too, even though it took some heat at the time.
Absolutely.
But I mean, this realignment thing, it could be a very significant issue because, as I said, the domino effect of all this, not only just dealing with prisoners and somebody slipping through the cracks and doing something bad, when you put all these other people in the system and you move the other people out, all of a sudden it's a spike in our welfare issues. It's a spike in our food stamp issues. It's a spike in our general relief issues. So all these are net dollar impacts to the counties here in the state of California. And for us, I mean, maybe 10,000 going to be released, but we'll see what happens.
Let me just share one number with you. This man represents over 2 million constituents. That's more than most United States senators.
Well, and governors.
And governors.
Yeah. And
So
it's a lot of responsibility. So I mean, all these things, and they all fall under mandates. Yeah. And that's the thing. We don't get to talk about Afghanistan or Iraq. We have to deal with the real war right here in the street.
I have a little principle here. No mandates without money. If a state wants to mandate stuff, send them money so you can fulfill the mandate.
Well, and we've asked for that, and we've asked for that at the federal level as well, too. And the issue is everybody agrees to it, so they send the money for 2 years, then they have their own issue, they pull the money back. In-home supportive services, a classic example in the county of Los Angeles, where these people that, work with the people that are homebound and those, and it's a very difficult job. When we started out that program and agreed to do it, it was 100% funding from the state. We're down to about 10% now. We're picking up 90% of the cost.
Okay, well, we continue this discussion, but first we pause for these messages.
supported by Edison International. Californians are getting to be old hands at year-round energy conservation, part of our special awareness of the resources we all depend on. We're making the change to energy-efficient light bulbs, keeping warm weather thermostats set to a comfortable 78 degrees, and giving major appliances the afternoon off. Because when it comes to energy conservation, it all adds up. Life, powered by Edison.
This is Doug Albrecht sharing with you just one of the 100 centennial moments we chose to mark this special occasion. The Port of Long Beach was born when Charles Wyndham purchased 800 acres of mudflats in the San Pedro Bay, where the LA River meets the sea. Today, the port covers 3,200 acres of land and spans 35 miles of waterfront.
I want to improve my career opportunities.
I want to earn a higher salary at my job.
I'd like to finish what I started.
The new Bachelor of Arts in Liberal Arts degree completion program at Cal State Long Beach will help you achieve your educational goals while keeping your life in balance. Contact our customer service center at 1-800-963-2250 for more information, or visit us on the web. Let CSULB help you finish what you started.
As your business searches for smart ways to save, don't forget about the one that's right in front of you. Switch to the Charter Business Bundle and you can save big without sacrificing a thing. Get reliable business telephone and high-speed internet with local support and great features. Power your business with great savings starting today. It's easy to pay less and get more. Call now and make a switch to the Charter Business Bundle.